Case in point, we are going for an outing. We are going to the Biafra War Museum, if I'll call it that. Ojukwu, basically, with my parents-in-law. So this was me laying my edges, getting ready. And after I dressed up my children, and then I went to pick up the corn. Coincidentally, I bought some very sweet corn that day. We put it in a flask and we drove off. My parents-in-law in the middle, the children at the back, right? After a while, we picked up my husband and he took over. See how he's firing down. And before you know, this helicopter came into view and we got to the gate of the National War Museum, Umuahia. Then we drove in. Everywhere was looking so clean and well kept, right? Then we parked the car. Grandpa, say hi. Hi. Say hi. Hi. Mommy, say hi. Hi. Dun say hi. Hi. Mama, say hi. Hi. Osi, say hi. After the prelims, we started going. My father-in-law felt this personally because this was a war he actually really, experienced personally. And then we got to the National War Museum. Legodi woke ugodi lakasera. Sweet man. That's my hobby right there. And then we got into the gallery. We looked at some of the pictures from the war, some traditional warfare instruments. That was one of the guards saying hello. The children were just running around playing, These are some drums of war. I don't know how it's used, but these are also some old guns. From there, I went to the Armed Forces Gallery. Here, there was a lot of don't do this, don't do that. We were not even allowed to video the ranks, right? So we just kept to the things we could do. This is my father-in-law explaining some of the pictures we saw because, of course, he understands better. Females tantalizing soldiers, even in war. Now, wow. We stopped to look at some leaders. This is Kaduna and Zeogu, Tafawa Belewa. We saw Nsikak Edwok. We just saw so many pictures we could relate to from history, right? Ojukwu. Seeing Ojukwu really reminded me that a man does not need to be handsome. You just need to be brave and confident, and every other thing falls into place, right? These are some scenes from the battle. We saw some actually really horrific ones. And yeah, we just kept looking through and trying to imagine what it really felt like at that time, right? Thank God I was not born then. No, we saw a child with kwashoko. I felt so sad, and I saw myself wondering, how do people even keep giving birth in the midst of war? That was the remains of the Biafra radio transmitter. And then I picked at Ojukwu's chair. Guys, did you see that? All of this was underground, and this was when we were trying to come out of the underground bunker, and voila! We're already outside. Haha, that's a soldier right there. From there, we started to look at all of the vehicles used during war. I had to pause and exclaim, wow, right? We kept looking through all the vehicles. Of course, they have names. I can't remember all of them. Some of them had actual bullet marks. See that right there? Those are actual bullet marks. I wonder if the people who fired these bullets are still alive. Kept going. My father-in-law was still explaining. And somehow I was wondering, were all the vehicles initially painted black, or is this just like, maintenance stuff? I didn't really get to ask that question. And then, we kept looking at, I think that's an armored car, until we got to Obunigwe, guys. The way we shouted, because we heard so much about this particular instrument. Everybody wanted to touch, everybody wanted to look. That's a young female soldier right there. From there, we kept strolling and looking. That's me skipping around like the baby girl that I am. Family outings like this are really, 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 really therapeutic. Trust me, we had such a good time. From here, we went to the Air Force section. These are some federal aircrafts. I think at that time it belonged to Biafra, right? But they were all hanging right there, looking so pretty, like they were used for something beautiful. My dear, war is not a good thing. Looking through all these things, plus the things we have read, I think we should always settle with dialogue. War is no good at all, right? These are still some of the planes. I wonder what it looks like inside. This was the point where my father-in-law was saying it's only people who have not gone through war who clamor for war. And I really agree with him. I mean, I haven't gone through any war, but the little I've read, little I've seen, may we never have that kind of civil war ever again. And then from here, we went straight to the marine section. You can see that large ship, right? We're ascending the stairs. One very funny thing that happened here was while we're ascending the stairs, we asked my father-in-law to wait for us, downstairs, because we felt like he couldn't climb at his age and everything, only for us to turn at some point, and there was our young man majestically climbing. Not even look at him right there. That was so funny. He didn't want us. And then we had to descend into the ship. At first we were reluctant, but I went, and I had to turn and salute myself a little, because of course baby girl is a warrior. I got my baby girl and we started walking inside the ship. Everywhere was so dark, of course, as you can see. We just kept exploring, walking around, looking around, trying to imagine what it was like, And the moment we got here, my baby started to sing a sailor went to CCC. Some JPEGs, right? And then we started to walk around the ship, just looking around. And thereafter, we went down from here, using the stairs, of course. And then this beautiful scene. I love this so much. Then it was time to eat JPEGs. We're all eating and having a good time.
Why is this one for me?
Yeah. And with that, guys, we have come to the end of this beautiful video. My daughter summarizes it very well.
Yes, bye-bye.